Hello, hello. I would like to discuss a few things today. Alright. Here behind me is the now essentially finished prototype board that we made out of wood by hand. It has been a long and arduous process and cost us way more money than we were comfortable spending on it, but it's not like it was a small fortune, just a few $100s. Okay, so between the paint, the dry erase board, the cutting, all of the measurements, this took longer than it should have, but it was our first time doing it. And it will also likely be our last. Because you see, this thing made by hand with all of its Mars and rough edges is not to the quality that I'm willing to release. So I'm going to remake everything for a CAD. And this one was made in 2 parts. The other half is downstairs drying with the denim glued to the back. This one still is wood and will be glued tomorrow. And yeah, it took a while to get there. I am potentially willing to part with it, but probably not. You see, I couldn't quite put my finger on why I was being such a perfectionist with the released items, the finished items. And now I better understand why, and also have put good reason for me to do so. A certain minimum level of quality is needed for audience trust and customer trust. If you want to play this game and you spend some amount of money, it better be good. It better be pretty good. It doesn't have to be perfect per se, but it has to not be broken, and it has to not have uneven lines and have been painted over and pegs that are splitting. This board will not be sold. More than likely. I guarantee you someone in this fucking community will be like, no, it's handmade. I want it so bad. Despite the fact that, like, we didn't have, like, a straight edge when we were doing any of these cuts into the board. So, like, here, let me set this up to where you can see it really well. Yeah, there you go. Right there. You can see a lot there, you can see a lot there, where basically the cutter that we were using just clipped over onto the dry erase section. We have dry erase paint to touch that up, but we're not going to, because even if we did, the pegs aren't properly spaced, so it only mostly fits together with the territories. And in order to make it fit together, we had to make the holes bigger on the territories than they should be by a good bit. It's like, yeah, they're pretty wide just to fit properly, or at all, really. And I'm not willing to betray that customer trust. So that's another reason why we won't be shipping cards with AI art more than a very, very small batch to people willing to deal with that in between. We're going to finish polishing everything before we put it out. And I refuse to do otherwise. Alright. That being said, I don't have anything else for y'all today, but hey, we finished a party mode Battlefield. I'll be able to use this during my personal over-the-board tests. But it's not going to be used for anything else.